Maybe you've just developed a need to put your house on the market, or maybe your house has been for sale for quite some time, but here you are. You have a sign in the yard, and I bet you have a burning question. What is it going to take to get your house sold right now? I'm BevVan Phillps. I'm an occupational therapist and a licensed realtor, and this is my good friend and real estate partner, Shellie Nelson.
Hi there.
And we are your home access team. We're standing in the front yard of a client that's used both of our unique services. I helped him with his builder and the construction of a new home.
And I'm helping him to sell his townhome here in Whitehawk.
Now, this homeowner has the same burning question that all of you do. What is it going to take to sell his house as we head into the winter season?
Well, the short answer is patience and perseverance, and then educating the seller on the three basics: price, condition and staging, and also effective marketing.
So, Shellie, you mean that even though we're heading into the yucky winter where the driving is so much fun and everything else going on, that to sell my house, I just focus on the three basics?
Well, don't be so negative, BevVan. The gurus out there are saying that now is a better time to buy because of the expanded tax credit. So there are more people out there buying homes right now.
Well, you're right. We have been reading that the tax credit from last year had a huge impact on the market for first-time home buyers, and with the expansion, it opens it up to people who already own a home as long as they've lived there 5 out of the last 8 years, and the income guidelines have gone up. So you're right, there are more people who can take advantage of the tax credit, and that means more buyers for homes.
That's correct. And they have to have a contract written by April 30th of next year.
Oh, that's right.
So with the holidays coming and people shopping the internet and having more free time on their hands, I'd really like to see our house on the market.
Yeah, me too. I want to be there when people are sipping hot cocoa and dreaming about the house they want to buy next year. So, Shellie, why don't we go on inside and you can talk to us more about what those three basics really mean, okay? Okay, now Shellie, you mentioned that pricing is one of the big basics, and it's based on location and condition.
Correct.
What does that mean?
Well, pricing is actually more important than sellers realize, because pricing is not something that has anything to do with what the seller paid for their home or the improvements that they've done to their house. The pricing is based on the objective information that we research, the homes that are around it, that are similar, in the same neighborhood, around the same price.
Okay. So the seller sets the price, but they have to pay attention to the objective research that their realtor brings them in order to make sure that they are getting a house that meets that number. Why is that? Is that something to do with the banks?
That's correct. The banks are going to only lend the buyer as much money as the home will appraise for. So although the buyer might be willing to pay more, if the bank doesn't lend them the money, the buyer won't be able to get their financing. And again, that's going to be based on the objective information of the comparables around that home.
So you don't pull a price out of a hat. Pricing is based on objective information.
Yes, we really need to be aware of our competition or the other homes that are in that neighborhood that are similar to the home that's for sale. Buyers are really smart these days and they don't have a lot of time. So why would they take the time to look at an overpriced listing when they can get a similar home for less?
That's true. Buyers are very well educated nowadays. When I'm working with buyers, I've given them enough information so that they can recognize when a house is overpriced. If they've got enough options, they'll skip those.
And that's why comparables are so important. We start with those when we list the home, and then we continually monitor those comparables because they really need to price their home attractively just to get those buyers in.
So, first basic, good pricing right from the start. Now, we talked about condition in relation to pricing, but condition in relation to staging is also important. It is so hard, though, for home sellers to see their homes the same way that those potential buyers do when they come through the door. I tell sellers, imagine that you're dressing up your house for a first date. You want to make a great first impression.
That is so true because the seller's not going to have a second chance to make that impression. From the time the buyers pull up to the door, if the front of the house doesn't look good, they might just drive by. Same thing with the interior. The buyer's going to make sure that the home shows well, that it's in good repair, or they may want to negotiate hard.
Now, we do work with a lot of people who don't have the resources maybe to do the maintenance or the upgrades that would really put their house in top condition, but hope is not lost. We educate those sellers on what their options are, and then we use pricing and honest descriptions along with really working hard on marketing the advantages they do have.
That's correct, BevVan. And don't forget, we can enlist the services of Wendy Shaw, an interior designer that does wonderful work with her staging and is very down to earth. She tries to work with the items that you already have and stage the home so that it looks very attractive to the buyers.
That is so important. Now, we've covered 2 of the 3 basics: good pricing, staging, and condition. The third is marketing, which is hugely important. Advertising your home is the part of the process that realtors have the most control over. So I really hope you'll join us again in January when we discuss marketing in depth.
In the meantime, if your home is on the market right now, be patient and persistent. There are buyers out there, but they may not be doing anything until after the first of the year. If you're considering selling your home in the spring, you might want to reconsider and list it now, if the home is ready. That way, yours is one of the homes that the buyers will be looking at on the internet while they're sipping their hot chocolate and dreaming of their new home next year. If you have any questions about selling your home, please contact us.